Who that said they gonna beat them Saints? We that. We came in, locked in, huge game, got that dub against the New Orleans Saints. Who would have thought? Like, this was literally the most anxiety-provoking game like ever. I was nervous all week, nervous all weekend leading up to the game. I was like, you know, really anxious, and here we go. We came out, we did what we had to do. It was not the prettiest game, but the ending and the outcome was exactly what we needed. So, before I get into that, welcome to my channel. I am Rami B. If you are new here, make sure you click the subscribe button down below. I post weekly Buccaneer videos, and I hope to continue posting. I hope I get to post 2 more videos after the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. But let's get right into it. This was a game, a must-win game. Obviously, it's a must-win game for the playoffs. But after losing by like 11 points week 1 and losing by 35 in week 9, Saints came in real cocky, confident, thinking, you know, oh, they got us. I know all week they were talking. Cameron Jordan was over here talking about like, oh, you know, I'm in their head. We're in their heads. They can't beat us, yada, yada. But listen, y'all can take the division championship. Take that title. We don't, you know, we don't need that. We're here fighting for a Super Bowl, and we're here working another week towards a Super Bowl. See this? I got this from my honeymoon in Mexico. We are 6-0 since I got this. 6-0 since the bye. We need to end the season on an 8-0 run from the bye. 8-0 run, ended with a Super Bowl. You know, it's been crazy. But let's get into kind of the numbers. If you see me looking over, I'm looking at some stats. But the Bucs had 316 yards of total offense. Like I said, it was not the best performance. It was a very gritty game. 189 yards passing and 127 rushing. This was a game where it seemed like we reverted to a lot of our midseason ways, where we're running a lot on first down, 3rd and short, we're taking deep bombs. Was not really our efficient, you know, the games that we were, the kind of performance that we were used to, but we ended up pulling it off. The Saints had 294 yards of total offense, so about 20 yards less than us. 1 more yard passing and 23 yards less rushing. But Tom Brady was 18 for 33, 199 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like I said, was not the best performance, a lot of incompletions, but this was our nemesis. This was Brady's kryptonite this season. This was the defense that he couldn't figure out. 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. There was 2 near picks. One of them was like a diving one by Gardner Johnson. He dropped it, and another one was like, I think it was one of their safeties caught it, but he was out of bounds on a deep ball as well. So 0 picks overall. Leonard Fournette, playoff Lenny, 63 rushing yards, 17 carries, and Rojo, 13 for 62. Rojo was not going to be denied. He was more impressive to me than Lenny Fournette. Rojo was limping a little bit after these runs, but he was breaking out big runs. It was a big run he took that was like a 35-yard or maybe 40, but we had a bogus holding penalty, which pulled it back. But the run game, you know, I think this proves that we need to lean a little more on the run game, especially in the playoffs, especially next week when we go to Green Bay in that tundra. On the receiving end, Brady really distributed the ball well. 4 catches for Brady for 50 yards. He was our leading receiver. Fournette had 5 for 44 and 1 touchdown, and that was a touchdown to put us up to 30 points and essentially put us up 2 possessions to seal the game. Godwin, 4 for 34. He had the drop, which was a catch he normally makes, but was a difficult catch where I know last week against Washington, there was a play where they caught it, and the dudes, after going out of bounds, he like actually got possession afterwards. He kind of bobbled it a bit. They gave it to that, but Godwin getting possession until he hit the ground didn't count, whatever. I know that's the rule, but like, be consistent with it, you know? Godwin, again, is kind of, I don't know if it's a playoff pressure, he's dropping balls, I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to fault him for it. It was a very difficult catch, but it would have put us up at half. I think it would have put us up 17-13 at the half. Scotty Miller, 1 for 29. It was a very, very important catch. I believe it was a 3rd and long. He did a double move, got wide open, caught the ball. Completion. Tyler Johnson, it was after that holding call that pulled back the Rojo run. Tyler Johnson had 1 catch. It was 15-yarder. It was a beautiful, difficult back shoulder throw, and he had to do like a full 180 essentially to catch it. And then Evans, 1 catch, 3 yards, touchdown over Lattimore. I don't care that he didn't have 100 yards and all that. He got a touchdown on Lattimore. Mr. I lock him up. He can't do nothing on me. Well, guess what? He got his 1 catch. I know when Lattimore was shadowing him in all season before this game, Evans was 0 catches. Well, he shadowed him. He got his 1 catch, but it was a touchdown, 7 points. So it is what it is. On the defensive end, what a performance by the defense. This is the performance that we needed. Aggressive man coverage, aggressive blitzing. Live by the aggressiveness, die by the aggressiveness. I'd rather us, like I said, lose by being aggressive and playing to our strength than lose by, you know, zone and all that kind of stuff. But incredible, best performance by our secondary all season. Probably better than the Packers game earlier in the year as well. Antoine Winfield, after dropping a pick that he should have had, he followed it up, I think, 2 plays later with a forced fumble on Jared Cook, who's now fumbled twice against us in this game and week 9, and it was recovered by Devin White, who, let's talk about it. Devin White had a hell of a performance. I think he led the team in tackles. At one point, it was like the first quarter, he had 5 or 6 tackles. He had the fumble recovery. He was in the backfield all day. He was aggressive. He was playing the game of his life. Lavonte David, I loved his energy. I know he's usually a quieter player. He doesn't talk. But at one point in the fourth quarter, Kamara was on the sideline, and I remember Lavonte was looking over at him, and you could see him mouthing, I want you, I want you. Like, that's the energy we need from this defense, aggressive. They came in with a chip on their shoulder, proving, you know, last time we played, the Saints ran all over us, threw all over us. It was a horrible performance, but they came in with a chip on their shoulder. But yeah, Antoine had that forced fumble, Devin White with the recovery. Then we had 3 picks. Sean Murphy-Bunting, the first pick he had on Michael Thomas, which I saw all the way when Breeze was rushed. I was like, he's going to throw it to Thomas. And it was picked off. Should have been a pick 6, but hey, set up the Mike Evans touchdown. And then Devin White had the second pick when we were only up 23-20. He picked it off. He undercut the route and took it all the way inside the 25, if I remember correctly, which led to the Leonard Fournette touchdown as well. And then Mike Edwards essentially sealing the game. The Saints had 4 minutes and 52 seconds, I think, at that point. Jared Cook, it looked like a good throw, should have been caught, bounced out, and Mike Edwards got it, essentially sealing the game. We needed 1 or 2 more first downs to kneel it. Incredible performance on that end, even to the point of locking down Michael Thomas, aka at Can't Guard Mike, which should be at Can't Guard Mike unless Carlton Davis is on, because Davis played a hell of a game. I saw him online. There was something shared like he only had held Michael Thomas to 0 catches on 4 targets, and then he tweeted, "Oh, slam boy." As we all know, Michael Thomas is the king of the slants. And he even tweeted, he goes, I don't work on an island. I'm a graveyard. Michael Thomas, I don't want to hear anything. Even Sean Murphy-Bunting after the game was asked about holding him to 0. And Murphy-Bunting, you know, he's a little more humble. But he said he doesn't do all this talking back and forth. He said, she said. But he said he felt away when he was pregame. He was sitting on the sideline. And Michael Thomas was walking by, flexing on the defense and, you know, chirping off, mouthing on him, mean mugging them and stuff. And, you know, it's cool. You can trash talk. You beat us twice. But you trash talk after the game, not before. You got to prove it. And they didn't prove it at all. Breeze was 19 for 34, 134 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. One of Breeze's worst performances I've seen in a really, really long time. Jameis had his little one trick play, 56 yards and a touchdown. I get it, trick play. To me, when they ran the trick play, it was because they knew they couldn't run anything straight up. Honestly, if Jameis was in the game more, I think they would have had a better shot because Breeze can't handle pressure and tight coverage. Kamara had 18 carries for 85 yards. Probably his best performance against us all season. Didn't mean nothing. Traquan Smith, 3 for 85 and 2 touchdowns. Y'all lost. Sanders, 6 for 48. Y'all lost. Michael Thomas, again, 4 targets, 0 catches. Y'all lost. Y'all took the L. I saw the Bucs were celebrating in the locker room. Even Scotty Miller was like, y'all talk all that smack, but you can't back it up. That's all they did. They talked. Cameron Jordan all week was talking about, oh, I think we're in their heads. Okay, you were in our heads for sure. Y'all were too much in your heads. Now, you know, they were quiet, have nothing to say. All that trash talking all season, even during the game, getting chippy, you know, being aggressive. Ryan Jensen was really pushing their buttons as well. I'm glad the refs let them both play a little more physical. But we do need to talk about the refs. The Bucs had to beat the refs and the Saints. It was a horrible performance on the refs' end. It seemed like every play we were throwing, the Saints were holding, grabbing, tackling early. Then they start calling ticky-tacky ones on us, like SMB got one, even though it was a Jared Cook face mask, you know, hand to the face. They called it on SMB. Godwin on a screenplay got pulled down by his on his face mask, they call it. It's like the refs feel bad for the Saints getting robbed every year, so they have to give him a couple more plays. And I think that's why when Brady had that rushing touchdown, which was the 3rd touchdown of the game on his end, he tried high-fiving the ref, which was like a petty troll. It's like, yeah, y'all helping him, but you know, what's up? But yeah, this was the game of the season for us. I know obviously the Green Bay Packers next week. I thought the Saints, this was like our shut down the vet game. We got to go into Philly. We got to take that dub. But next week we're going to Green Bay. It's supposed to be snowing. I don't know why the game is going to be at a 3:05 p.m. game. You'd think a Rodgers versus Brady thing would be the primetime night game, but I guess it's going to be the Chiefs, who potentially will be without Mahomes, versus Buffalo. It's going to be a tough game, cold weather game. The Packers look way more mentally tough than when we played them, but also we look very different. I think we need to go in with a similar game plan. Play aggressive, blitz. I know we haven't gotten any sacks in the last like 2, you know, we did last week. We only got 1 with Lavonte David. Today we didn't get any sacks, if I remember correctly. So I don't know what's going on with the pass rush. JPP and Shaq Barrett have been neutralized since really the Minnesota game. I don't think either of them have had a sack since we played Minnesota, but it's going to be a game where we have to go in aggressive, play again tight coverage, make them beat us deep. They might once or twice, but that's fine. And I think it's a game where their defense isn't that good, and I think we're going to be able to exploit their defense. I think the cold weather is going to play a role, but again, you got Tom Brady, who's made his career in Foxborough, playing home playoff games in Foxborough. So one more game to go. You know, this feels so sweet, like I recorded this now about 2 hours after the game ended because I was like so hyped and I wanted to, you know, gather my thoughts. Like it's even sweeter, you know, week 9, they were dancing in our locker room. Even James was going, you know, F these, yada, 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 eating W's and all that. Then he threw this touchdown. It's even sweeter to rub it in his face. Like you went to the Saints and you purposely said you want to have a chance to beat the Bucs twice a year, every year. Well, you did beat us twice, so you got your little wish, but you beat us in the games that didn't matter as much because, you know, we got the W, send y'all home, get the back to your houses, get the back home. Breeze is sent into retirement. I don't want to hear no more Saints trash talk. Cameron Jordan, you had like 2 sacks all game. I don't want to hear shit. You barely did shit again. And yeah, this was a great performance. But Buck Nation, comment down below how do you feel about this game? I want to know your reactions. I want you to let it all out because, you know, these Saints they've been a nuisance to us these last 5 years. So yeah, thank you for tuning in as always. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and let's go Tampa. Who that said they're gonna beat them Saints? We that. So let's go. Bring on the Packers, bring on Aaron Rodgers, and then bring on the Chiefs, bring on the Bills. I don't care. But yeah, as always, I am out.
Our offense tough, our defense rough. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Ain't no other team stopping us. Go Bucks, go Bucks.